Hey there, happy Monday. It's me, Victor here. Gonna do a quick video recap for today. I'm gonna keep this one sweet and short. Hopefully, you all had a great Monday. What a day in the overall markets. Again, as I always say, everything you about here is for educational purposes only. It's not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence, okay? But overall, 2 trades today. Sorry for not doing a recap for last week. Last week was kind of a scratch. I didn't really trade that many setups last week, other than PXLY, which I talked about last, or POTR and PXLY I talked about last week. But 2 trades today, ZVESA and BITF. We'll go over those here in a minute. But first and foremost, I want to talk about Bitcoin. Everyone's talking about it right now. I'm not going to go much in depth into Bitcoin today. Perhaps this weekend. I know I've been saying I'm going to do it. This weekend I will do it. I want to talk about how do you play these sector plays. I have tons of charts of how to do so, and perhaps this weekend I'll do that. But first and foremost, understand that most of these moves are the same, okay? And you understand you have to track charts. That's what it comes down to. The same moves happen over and over again. Of course, there's some variations to this. It's not exact science. It's not going to be the exact carbon copy, of course, but everything, it moves merely the same, okay? But for most people don't know, Bitcoin halving is coming up here in April, and of course the halving, it basically cuts the supply of Bitcoin. I'm not sure the number, but it's supply and demand. So every 4 years, it's coded within Bitcoin that the supply gets cut by a percentage, okay? And of course, it's basically supply and demand. Whenever you have less supply, higher demand, that's going to lead to these great runs, which we've been having lately. And of course, who knows what's going to happen? But over the past couple of weeks, we've been having this nice rally, and this is what you want to look at, guys. And look at this. You know, surfing of the moving averages. Okay. Now, of course, no one knew this was going to go on a monster run, but it's not random, okay? This happens every halving cycle, and who knows? Ideally, I don't want this to break out until the halving. I mean, again, it can do whatever it wants, but all these sector stocks, which I want to go over a few tonight, the sector leaders, let's say, are making monster moves based off this run. If this does break before the halving, who knows? This may go bananas. Again, who knows? Just play the price action, okay? And for sure, for those of you who don't have really any scanners, I highly recommend you get FinViz. It's free. I have the paid version, but the free version is just as good. Okay, you want to look at capital markets and look at all. There's 68 stocks. Okay, the sector leader is CLSK. Okay, but look through these stock charts. Okay, and I promise you, you're gonna see the exact same patterns happening over and over again. Okay. You have to train your brain to think in terms of setups. Train your brain to think in terms of these plays, because it's not random. It's not random, okay? But overall, okay, the sector leader of this is CLSK. Monster move off the earnings, you know, like I talked about in my previous recap. This is really what you want to see. Major move here, pull back, held the EMA to a T, and again, opening range highs. And I didn't get to trade this because again I'm under PDT, so I only have three day trades within a rolling period. So today I was allotted 2, and I didn't trade this unfortunately. But if let's say if I would have, opening range highs, right here, you know, and get long, or where this arrow's at, and again the entry, opening range highs, the stop is always low of day, okay? With this method I'm trying to master, okay? And you would still be in this. And ideally, with COSK, with all these Bitcoin stocks, again, I have a list here. I'm not going to go over all of them because this video will be long, and I don't want it to be long. I want to save it for the weekend, okay? I'm just going to go over a couple. CLSK, ideally this will gap up. I'm not sure how high this will gap up, but it is a breakout on the daily to a T, as you can see here. This has, look left to see the right. This has right, but always pay attention to one thing, guys and gals. Volume. Volume will always trump all. Okay, it always will. Because you want buyers. You want a reason for this to go up. You want fuel. and these are story stocks to say. So, I mean, look past here when I ran in 2020, the last halving cycle, 2020. This went on a monumental run, okay? And we're at this level here. I'm not saying it's going to go this high. I don't really care. Who knows? You just play by the odds, okay? That's really all you do with this. But 5-star setup, 5-star setup for sure. Another one is Mara. Again, beautiful to a T. This one, again, same type of setup, okay? Big move, pullback, reclaim, another run, right here. High tight flat. Beautiful setup to a T. Again, opening range highs. I keep saying the same thing over and over again. I know it's not easy. Again, I didn't trade this. I saw this because I was currently long another stock. All these are 5-star setups. Every one of them, okay? Ideally, this one as well. Gap up. Over this, perhaps, who knows, over this. Thing is, I don't want it to gap, but if it does, it does. Who cares? Again, long-term chart, look left to see the right. Look at this. Again, what I always say here. Look at the volume. The volume is monumental, this halving cycle, compared to previous cycles. But this has history of running, okay? Again, I'm not sure what it's going to do. But again, study past charts, okay? I really can't stress this enough. Look at past runners. Look where it held. Look where it went. Again, you're going to see the same stuff happening over and over again. But we'll see what happens with this one. Ideally, again, with all these, ideally you're going to have a nice gap on this one. But the other one I'll talk about real quick. So those are really the two sector leaders. You have CLSK, Mara, and Riot. Riot's another sector leader within this sector. This one has gone supernova in the past. This is for sure on top watch for a nice breakout down the road. Because again, the halving's down the road. So ideally, with this Bitcoin here, you have a nice run now. You know, it's going kind of parabolic. For some reason, all the hype is leading into this. But right here, you know, ideally, again, I'm not predicting nothing. But ideally, we can have one more pullback. Ideally, then base, like we have right here. This is what you want to see. A run and sideways. So ideally, we're going to probably go a little bit higher here, but leading up to the halving, about 50, it's April something, April 20th, I believe. So ideally, maybe go a little bit higher, but ideally pull back and go sideways and into the halving, that high day break. Ideally, who knows? I don't care. I'm just trying to see what price action tells me, you know? That's all you can do. But again, with Riot, ideally, that's a thing. These stocks are breaking out I'm not mad they're breaking out, but they're breaking out way before than I think a lot of people anticipated. Sorry if you hear a dog in the background, lol. But same with the Riot. If this has a nice gap up, high day break is 20, because this one has gone supernova in the past for sure. If you look left, this has gone parabolic numerous times in a 2017 Bitcoin run. Again, look left, see the right. It's that one. And in the recent one in 2020, even higher, okay? So who knows, okay? Who knows? But I didn't get long that one. I got long BITF. It's Bitfarm. It's more of it's a laggard compared to all of these. But again, last time Riot, ideally gap up. If not, that's perfectly fine. Base and down the road, you know, high day break. With the stock I did get long, I'm swinging it, is BITF, Bitfarms. Again, you want to focus on stocks with high ADR. Again, as you can see here on my lower left-hand charting here, this is like roughly 10% ADR. A higher the ADR just simply means it's the average daily range. The more the stock can move within a given time frame. Ideally, you want to focus on stocks with ADR above 5%. The higher the ADR, the higher the move, ideally. But again, it's not exact science. But again, this one was on my top watching list for sure. Because I missed CLSK because I was long the other stock, which I'll go over here in a minute. But this is the main strategy which I'm trying to emphasize. I'm learning here, which I executed flawlessly. As I mentioned, big move, pull back, reclaim, big move, reclaim right there. And that's what I was waiting for. And that's what we got. My thesis was proven right, and I got long. I'm long overnight. If I can show this here, can I show this? Can I show my trades? Maybe. Let's see. Here we go. I'm long 500 shares. Again, small account. Okay, I'm trading roughly $2,000 here, growing organically. Okay, long 500 shares, 324 average, and ideally, again, this is gonna ideally gap up because again, look at the chart here. This is right at that breakout level, and again, this has a history of multi-day runs, and again, it always matters what Bitcoin does as a sector as a whole, but we'll see. This does have a history, nothing really compared to Riot or Mara or CLSK, but we'll see what happens. Okay, if it gaps up and it fades, I will simply I'm not going to sell because I'm trying to learn this setup here. I don't want to sell until it closes below the first on the 10-day EMA, rising EMA. I don't want to close. I'll probably sell a quarter or 3/4 and let the half ride or so. Because I'm trying to learn to let my winners ride. And there's no reason to sell this if it doesn't gap. If it holds these levels, then ideally we're going to have another continuation down the road. But excellent trade on this one. Again, thesis on this one, big picture play, swing trade, opening range highs, momentum sector play, ideally gap up tomorrow and continuation. Okay, but the other trade I want to go over real quick is ZVSA. And again, this is not really the strategy which I'm trying to learn here, but whenever I see a setup, okay, I'm going to trade it. And I really, these are two different types of plays here, okay? The ATF is a story stock, okay? You have a reason for this to go up. Whereas CVSA is just a micro float, very thin float, no significant news on it, okay? But it's a low float runner, and the market's going crazy right now. And I saw a pre-market going, and I saw it basing here. Whenever it started basing here, I told myself, okay, we're gonna see what this does out of the open, and that's what happened. Opening range highs was the play here, and again, this could have failed. This could have easily failed, but I got long at 155 with the low of day was my stop. Low of day, a very tight stop. And again, the risk was $75 on this, so it could have been wrong, and that's part of trading. You're not getting it right all the time, okay? And that's one of the things I want to talk about down the road. Many people are afraid to pull the trigger because they're afraid they're going to lose money, and that's because if you're number one, you're oversized. If you're afraid to lose money whenever you place a trade, you're likely trading too big, and the way to fix that is just to lower your size. But originally, I was only intending to risk $30 per trade when this sample size started, and when I say sample size, I do my trades in a series of trades. Like this is a 20 trade sample size I'm doing now. Each trade has a fixed risk dollar amount. So each trade I'm taking, I'm risking $75 maximum. Now we'll give you my total size. If that does not make any sense, I'll explain it this weekend or leave a comment below. But it helps me focus, okay? And losing 75%, again, it's not going to be perfect because the market moves kind of fast sometimes, but that's not a lot in comparison to my account. It's like 5%, I would say. And again, it's all about playing the odds here, okay? Me losing 20 trades in a row is very rare. It's not going to happen. But I could lose 5 trades in a row, and you have to be fine. You have to ask yourself: are you fine with losing 75? Are you fine with losing 5 trades in a row with $75? Ask yourself that. You have to ask yourself all these questions. But I'm getting off topic here. I'll talk about that later on. But yeah, so opening range highs is where I got long. Let's see if I can show you here. And again, my sells were not that great, to be honest, because I really don't like selling into these trading halts here, but I got long on 155, right as I anticipated this breaking this high day break right here, this line. It was, and I didn't know, but the odds say this was gonna have a massive spike. And again, with this here, I knew this was gonna be short because of the fact that number one, it's low float. Number two, there's no reason for this to go up. There's no reason for people for this to have any continuation compared to like the other ones I've been showing you. So I didn't get greedy. Yeah, I kind of sold too late, as you can see here. Let's go in the minute. I don't like using minute charts, but for this, I would do it. Here we go. I didn't sell at the exact top. I sold like right here as it was halting down. Hindsight, yeah. But again, I did a good job here in not selling. Usually whenever these stocks halt up, it's very rare they halt down. There's usually one more up halt. And that's what I noticed over the past couple of years of me doing this. So that's why I didn't really sell here. There's no reason for me to sell. I didn't know, but yeah, let's say this is having more continuation here. But again, great trade here. This was in a in a span of 15 minutes. What was this? I don't know. 31, 831, 831. 15 minutes. A great trade here. One of my largest in quite a while. But it's a great one overall. But yeah, that's really understand. Get that as you progress as a trader. I'm not an expert by any means, okay? But I'm just saying, like, you want to focus on a few setups in the beginning, mainly one. But as me, like for instance, I can't trade this and I can't buy this and go to work. I can't do it because I want to have to manage this, and that's why I work my schedule out. I knew I was going to be home. I'm here in the mornings for open, for instance, and I know that I cannot trade this one. Like I couldn't just buy this and go to work. No. Whereas the ATF, I got long and I didn't look at it. I set my stop and I forgot about it because I knew this has a sector. This has a reason. It has a reason for this to go up, and it's really what you want to do. Whenever you buy something, you want fuel. You want a reason for that particular stock to go higher. Okay. And that's really the two differences, okay? So ideally, again, long BITF overnight. Ideally, gap up. Who knows what happens? Who knows? Okay, we just play with the odds, and yeah. So 2 trades so far. But other than that, hopefully this all made sense. There's a lot more plays doing my watch list right now, but I'm not gonna bore y'all. I'm trying to get this out. I'm gonna try to get this out to y'all tonight. But hopefully y'all had a great trading day so far. And again, don't force things, okay? There's so many stocks moving out there. Again, for those with a small account, I know it's hard. Sometimes you just have to sit in the sidelines and watch and learn, and over time you're gonna see the exact same stuff over and over again. But again, it's all about repetition, you know? That's all it's about. But tomorrow we'll see. I'll probably do another video. Likely, who knows? If I trade anything else this week, I'll do another one. But I just want to get this out there because a lot of things talking about Bitcoin and a lot of sector things running lately. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed. I will see y'all next time.